Everybody loves chocolate chip cookies, but how can you make chocolate chip cookies that are healthy and still taste good? Well, Chef Kelly York is back with us from the Kitchen Hotline, live in studio. I noticed that you didn't just make one option on chocolate chip cookies. You have a couple of different options for people who want to make a healthier cookie.
Right, and people have different dietary needs, so we always try to address those at the Kitchen Hotline. And so today we're going to look at the chocolate chip cookie. Viewers asked us to do this. Everybody loves the chocolate chip cookie. Cookies are basically a 1-2-3 dough. Most pastry chefs and chefs know that. It's 1 part sugar, 2 parts fat, and 3 parts flour.
So it's hard to really take much of the punch out of it, right?
Right, you've got to concentrate on those things. So what we did today is we start off with a basic cookie. Chocolate chip cookies, by the way, you take that basic cookie dough, and then you triple the sugar, you double the eggs, and you add chocolate chips. And that's how you get, and maybe add a little egg and baking powder if you want to soften up the crumb. So what we have here is we're working on looking at the fats. So we're using Smart Balance, which is a margarine with the healthy fats and omega-3s, and Splenda brown sugar. Splenda is half the calories. It's also blended with real brown sugar, so you also get that melt, that browning, that chew.
And a lot of people flinch when they hear some of these ingredients, like, but you say that it wouldn't work unless it worked.
Right.
Like if it doesn't taste good, you're not going to make it.
Right, and cooking is a formula. You can't go too far out of the basic formulas or you're not going to have a cookie.
Right.
So the next ingredient we're adding is our secret ingredient, and that's white bean puree.
Oh, okay.
This cuts the butter as well and gives you that bulk that you need, and also gives you some protein and some fiber.
So this is in effect replacing some of the butter?
Some of the butter, yeah.
Okay.
So Splenda, brown sugar blend, and white bean puree. And the white bean puree, you won't even taste it in the end cookie.
But you should never tell someone that's in there. I'm telling you right now.
Well, actually, if you like white beans, which I do, that's great.
I do, but I don't know if I want them in my cookie. I like white beans. Yeah.
Well, then we add a flour that is a graham flour. Real graham flour is different than whole wheat flour in that the whole grain is not ground. Just the endosperm, the germ, and the bran are left coarsely ground, so you get that chew, you get that fiber. So we also cut that with some whole oats.
Okay.
So that's our flour.
How long have you been experimenting to come up with this?
Oh, my whole career. Chocolate chip cookies is something that always comes up, and perfecting them is a never-ending
Terrific
quest.
Upside, you know, for people who want to have a healthier cookie.
Right. Next is the eggs. We're going to add, instead of a whole egg, we're using egg beaters, which are a little bit healthier for the cholesterol watchers.
And that's the equivalent of one egg, one egg beater egg?
Well, it depends on what size recipe you're making. For this, yes, we're using 1, which is about a 1/4 cup of liquid eggs. And then after you make your dough, you add your chocolate chips. Chocolate chip cookies can be pure and just be chocolate chips, and these are bittersweet chocolate chips.
Right.
Because if you use a milk chocolate, it's too much sugar.
Right.
You need that bitter, good cocoa to cut with all that sugar. So
what have we effectively taken out or some
nothing, Nothing. But what we've done is we've changed some of the ingredients. We've used different sugars, different flours, and different fats. All 3 of the major components. Even the eggs were changed to egg beaters instead of a whole egg with the cholesterol.
Fewer calories, less fat, less sodium.
All of the above, higher fiber. Just about it, all those components.
No, we're short on time. This is the cookie that we've been making here, but you also have there's another option that we're going to have on the website as well, involving a vegan and dairy-free.
Right, vegan, dairy-free. We also do a gluten-free. If you dial in this afternoon between 12 and 4, you can talk to me directly and ask any questions, and that is at the Kitchen Hotline, which is 877-773-8485, and I will personally talk to you.
Good.
You also need to press these cookies a little bit because they don't spread too much, so you don't get that flat. You don't get that flat, real thin cookie. It's almost foolproof, and that's it. The chocolate chip cookie.
Well, you can call Kelly at the Kitchen Hotline. That info, as well as the recipe, on our website at KWGN.com. Go to Daybreak and then head to the recipe. And as she just said, from noon to 4, Kelly will be there answering your calls so you can get some help. Kelly, thanks so much for a delicious morning.
Yep.
All right.